Good morning and welcome to all boys of B.Sc. second year semester 4th in online lecture series of paper 9th fish gear and craft technology. In this fish gear and craft technology unit first we have seen, and in this part we have seen already classification of fishing methods used in inland and marine sectors, then fabrication of fishing gears, fabrication of fishing nets, then we have seen materials used in manufacturing of fishing gears, and in this material number of materials which is to be we have seen up to here, that is netting yarn, then materials, that is fibers, natural fiber, what are the properties of natural fiber, synthetic fiber, what is the properties of synthetic fiber, man-made fibers, and recently more advanced fibers, these are to be discovered by human being. All these fibers, these are to be seen. Then next to these fibers we have seen, we have completed, that is the varieties of netting yarn, then different types of ropes, classification of these ropes which is to be used for manufacturing, then floats, number of floats, that may be low density float, that may be high density float, special type of floats, as well as that is sinkers, bios and anchors. All these material, these are to be used. Means first point to the last point, which is the fishing methods, how fabrication of fishing gear these are to be done, and which material we can select, we can choose for our construction of or to manufacturing of our gears. All these materials up to the netting yarn, up to the natural fiber, synthetic fibers, then float, then sinkers, then ropes, netting yarns, all these material, these are to be used for the fabrication, for the manufacturing of fishing gears. And this is the probably last part, last aspect of this unit, that is choice of materials for different gears. Choice of materials for different gears, which material we can choose, which material we can choose to construct, to manufacture the gear, and how we can choose the material, which are the probable possibilities, which are the probable reasons to choose the materials. All of these are to be seen in this last aspect, that is choice of materials for different gears, in materials used in manufacturing of gears. It is the last part of this unit, that's why it is important, it is to be most useful. Choice of material for different gears. Even though different types of synthetic fibers, are available, an additional the choice of material depends upon only on the technical properties, but also on the local availability and price. For each type of gear, a particular property of the material may be important. For each type of gear, a particular property of the material may be important. For example, sinking speed for per seine, the material, these are to be important. Those material, these are to be choose, that material is to be sinking into the bottom, it is to be used in per seine. The material which is to be used in manufacturing of gill net, that material is to be more transparency and softness, means the material is to be more transparent and softness is to be occur, and that material is to be give good result in gill net. Whereas high breaking strength and abrasion, those bottom trawl net, these are to be used to capturing the fishes. These bottom trawl net, in this bottom trawl net, that is high breaking strength and abrasion resistance material, these are to be used. Means these different three, that is per seine, sinking speed of material is important. For gill net, transparency and softness, these are to be important. And for the bottom trawl net, that is breaking strength and abrasion resistance, means these are the different properties. These are the choice of material depends not only on the technical property but also on the local availability and how these material these are to be effective to capture the fish in a particular place in a particular net. That's why this local property, local condition of net is to be seen. Fishing gears are classified into three main groups. Fishing gears are to be classified into three main groups on the basis of strain the net. On the basis of strain the net material, how much strain these are to be occur, how much that material these are to be strong. Depending upon that material, these fishing gear these are to be classified into three groups. First, low strain, the material which is to be used, select which is to be low strain, low quality, and it is to be used in fine gill net. Second, medium strain materials, those material which is to be medium strain, which a power have medium, and such material these are to be used in fishing line. It is to be used in trap nets, scoop nets, drag net, including small bottom trawl net, in which medium size, medium strain type of material these are to be, their power is to be medium, not high, not low. And third is the high strain net, large bottom trawl nets, gap nets, and fast flowing river nets. These are different nets which have a high strain, they have high power, they have high resistance. Such material these are to be select withstand the power of speed of water, and such net these are to be called high strain. Such material these are to be select, these are to be choose, means these are the low strain, medium strain, and high strain material these are to be select, these are to be choose. Then the material indicated as suitable for each group by Japan Chemical Fiber Association is given in table. First, the material which is to be indicated, material which is to be suited for the each group of net which is to be used to manufacture, to construct, fabricate the gear, and this is to be indicated, this is to be discovered by Japanese or Japan Chemical Fiber Association, and these are to be given in this table. Table 1, material polyamide, polyester, polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, and PVA. Group 1, 2, group 2, 3, group, these groups 1, 2, 3, group 1, group 2, and group 2. And fishing gears for the polyamide groups 1 and 2. Fishing gear, gill nets, seine nets, which is to be used to capture the sardine fish especially. Polyester group 2 and 3, which is to be used to manufacture the trawl nets. Polypropylene group 1 again, which is to be used to construct, manufacture the entangling nets. Polyvinyl chloride group 2, which is to be used to manufacture the set nets and lift net, or the set gill net and lift net. And PVA group 2 again, it is to be used for the seine, especially for capturing tuna fish, for horseshoe fish and mackerel fish. Means these are the different gears that may be gill nets, seine net, trawl net, entangling nets, set gill nets, lift nets, and purse net. These material, that is polyamide, polyester, polypropylene, PVC, polyvinyl chloride, and PVA, all these material these are to be used, and these material these are to be specific to construct, to manufacture the specific type of gears, specific type of, that is nets. Yes, gill nets. For maximum catching efficiency, the material should be fine, material should be used, that material should be fine, strong, flexible, and invisible in water for the manufacturing of gill nets. For maximum catching efficiency, the material should be fine, strong, flexible, and be invisible in water. The material should be thin and soft. The material should be thin and soft, but be sufficiently strong to withstand the struggle of the fish to escape. The firmness of the fish body and extensibility of the material. The firmness of fish body and extensibility of the material are also be considered while choosing the material to construct the nets. The efficiency of gill net depends upon the visibility of nets, These conditions are fulfilled by synthetic fibers, especially nylon monofilaments yarn. These nylon monofilament yarn, these are to be useful and these are to be proper to construct the, that is, gill nets. These gill nets may be stationary gill net, these gill net may be floating gill nets, or these gill net may be anchored gill nets. The efficiency of gill net depend upon the visibility of nets. The conditions are fulfilled by synthetic fibers, especially by nylon monofilament yarn. The ratio of diameter of twin to mesh, the ratio of diameter of twin to mesh bar is an important criterion to be considered while designating gill net. While studying gill net, the ratio of this diameter of twin mesh is to be important. It is to be most useful. Thicker twins are more visible. Thicker twins are more visible and are easily detectable, more easily and are detectable by the lateral line sense organs of the fish. Lateral line sense organ fins. Thicker twins are more visible and are easily detectable by the lateral line sense organ of the fish. However, to thin material, especially nylon monofilament, would cut deep into. However, to thin material, especially nylon monofilament, should be cut deep into the body of the fishes, and while removing the fishes from the net, the fish gets damaged with cuts and bruises on the body, and loss of scales. Means whenever these materials, these are thin material, especially nylon filament, would be cut deep into the body of the fish, and while removing the fish from the net, the fish gets damaged. To avoid, that's why it is to be more difficult, and fish is to be cut down, fish is to be damaged down, and when such damage condition, scales are lost, body is to be lost, such condition, these are to be more dangerous, because these threads, these are to be deep penetrating into the body of the fish. This result in quality loss and price of loss. It is also quality loss and price loss as well as fish loss. That's why such material, these are to be not choose, such material, these are to be not select for the manufacturing of gill nets or the varieties of these gill nets. Then trawl nets, material should be strong, having good abrasion resistance and cheap to buy the materials for manufacturing trawl net. High density polyethylene is the material. High density polyethylene is the material used in India for trawl nets. In trawl nets, less than 50% of the drag is contributed by netting. High density polyethylene is the material used in India for trawl nets. In trawl nets, less than 50% of the drag is contributed by the netting, and these are to be important, these are to be most. High density polyethylene is the material used in India for trawl nets. In trawl nets, less than or greater than, yes, who can told what is the symbol meaning? That is the greater than, not less than. Remember that I have told you less than, but it is not less than, it is the greater than. 50% of the drag net is contributed to the netting. Remember all these symbols we can recognize very well. It is the greater than, not less than. Remember. Then it is greater than for the drag net contributed by netting. Hence use of finer and lighter twins. Hence use of finer and lighter twins in trawl nets reduce the drag sustainability or substantially reduce the drag substantially. Purse seine. Next net is the purse seine. Purse seine netting materials for purse seine should be have high specific gravity to increase the sinking speed during setting. To increase the sinking speed during setting. The material also used be having sufficient strength for purpose and hauling when huge shoal of fish is caught. The material also should be having sufficient strength for that is pursing and hauling when huge shoal of the fish is caught. Twisted knotless netting and Russell braided netting are lighter. Russell braided netting are lighter and are widely used for purse seine. Twisted knotless netting and Russell braided netting are lighter and are widely used for purse seine. These material means per seine material for per seine should have high specific gravity to increase the sinking speed during setting. The material also should be having sufficient strength for pursing and hauling. When huge shoal of fish is caught, and twisted knotless netting and risal braided netting are lighter and are widely used in per seine. Which material? Twisted knotless and risal braided netting material. These are to be used for the per seine, for the per. But of late knotted webbing is preferred over knotless webbing because of the difficulty to repair knotless webbing when damaged. But of late knotted webbing is preferred over knotless webbing because of the difficulty to repair knotless webbing when damaged. Being a huge net, the material used for per seine, should be thinner, preferably knotless, to reduce the bulkiness of the net. Being a huge net, the material used for per seine should be thinner, preferably knotless, to reduce the bulkiness in the net. High breaking strength, excellent elastic properties. High specific gravity, low resistance against current, and good water shedding capacity are important properties to be considered while selecting material for per seine. The material which is to be used for manufacturing fabrication of the per seine, when the material we can select, we can choose at that time. These materials are high breaking strength, these materials are excellent elastic properties, these materials are high specific gravity, these materials are low resistance against current, these materials are good water shedding capacity, and are important properties to be considered while selecting material for per seine. That's why these materials, these are to be high, these materials, these are to be important to manufacture, to use the fabricate the per seine. Mostly the burnt and salvage portions are constructed using knotted net for the required strength in these part of the net. Most of the nets, these are to be constructed, these are to be manufactured. The burnt and salvaged portions are constructed using knotted net for the required strength in these parts of the net. Among the synthetic materials, polyester and nylon are preferred as they are having high breaking strength. Among the synthetic materials, polyester and nylon are preferred to as a high they can use because they are high breaking strength. These polyester and these nylon material, these are to be used in manufacturing of Indian nets and Indian gears. Nylon and polyester, these are the more important material for manufacturing of number of gears and number of nets to fabricate in India. Nylon is exclusively used for purpose of seines and ring seines in India. Again, not only the nylon, but not only the polyester, but in Indian region for manufacturing per seine and ring seine. That is, nylon is exclusively on large scale. These are to be used to manufacture ring seine net. These are the ring seine net, and with these ring seine net, for these nets, the nylon, these are to be used on large scale. And in India, such type of net, these are to be manufactured. Such type of net, these are to be used to fabricate these, that is ring seine net. This ring seine net is to be again important to catch the shoal of fishes, that may be mackerel, that may be tuna, that may be hilsa. Those fishes, these are to be moving shoal. These fishes, these are to be captured on large scale with the help of this ring per seine net or the ring nets. And hope you have understood all these suitable materials to use to construct, to fabricate the nets. Hope you have understood all these material, different types of fishing gears and different fabrication methods. With this, we have completed the first unit of paper 9, materials, fabrication methods and classification of fishing methods. With this, we have completed this unit. Hope you have understood. Any problem, any difficulty, Please ask. Thank you, all of you.